guys, and welcome again to The Girl with the Shovel. I am Angela, and today we are talking about the best plants for low light. So stay tuned. Okay, so as a quick disclaimer, I am saying plants for low light. Now this does not mean no light. Any plant in like a dark closet is not going to thrive, okay? But most of these plants here can do well even further away from a window, even in bathrooms that may not have windows, but they do use the light from your fluorescent lights, from your light bulbs. So if you have plants in like these dark bathrooms without windows and stuff, just make sure you leave on a light. So our first plant for low light is ivy. Now, I don't think ivy gets enough credit, mainly because a lot of people see it out in nature and stuff, and I think they kind of get tired of it. But indoors, ivy can be beautiful, and they grow great in low light. They can even grow well in just fluorescent light. So my ivy is currently in my kids' bathroom. It's a dark bathroom without any windows, and it just looks gorgeous. It doesn't grow much, of course. None of these plants in low light are going to grow much, but it doesn't die and it doesn't look stretched out and gross. It looks great. So if you want a vine that just looks gorgeous and just spills out of the pot and just looks great even in very dark situations, then yeah, get yourself an ivy because they are just so classy. My second plant for low light is vining philodendrons. Okay, now these aren't that central philodendron that has the leaves go all the way kind of out from the center. These are your vining philodendrons. So like your heartleaf philodendron and your velvet philodendron. I'm sure there are more by now. They have lots of varieties coming out from these awesome plant breeders. Oh, the Brazil. Yeah, can't forget the Brazil variety. Gorgeous one there. But the vining philodendron, I have noticed, they do get a little stretched out, but they still look gorgeous and they do well in low light. So if you want something kind of cascading down, get yourself a philodendron, but a vining philodendron. And then for number 3 on my list is SCINDAPSUS. Now, SCINDAPSUS is very closely related to the Pothos, or it looks very similar to the Pothos, and it is technically its own species, but I've noticed that it behaves very similarly. I have a silverleaf SCINDAPSUS myself, and it is doing great in a lower light location where I have it. It is getting a little stretched out, but it just still looks fine because it has that long trailing look to it, and it is gorgeous. So if you want some maybe silvers and such, go ahead and get yourself a SCINDAPSUS for your low light. And then moving on from our vines with number 4, we have the peace lily. Okay, peace lily is another one of those classic houseplants, and they're classic for a reason. They're classic because they do well indoors where there's not as much light as there would be outside. So our peace lilies do great in these low light spots. Just be aware that they will not flower when they're in low light. If you want them to flower, give them more light. But once again, they have these great, big, gorgeous, dark green leaves that will definitely just fill up any kind of corner that you need it to be in. So if you want another one of these dark green, classy plants, go ahead with a peace lily. And number 5, which I don't know how it made it to number 5. Maybe I just didn't want to put it as my number 1 on all of these lists, is your Pothos or Pothos vine. Okay, I don't know if you've been watching my videos for a while, you will know that I love my Pothos, and it is just amazing. I have several different varieties, and these guys just low maintenance, low light. They just look gorgeous all the time. So if you struggle with houseplants, if you're a beginner with houseplants, get yourself one of these vines because they will be easy for you. They will go easy on you. So the best pothos varieties for low light are your darker leaf varieties. So like your jade or your golden pothos will be a lot better in low light than your marble queen or your neon. So if you think about that, the markings will start to kind of disappear in lower light. So even if you do get like a marble queen, I'm not saying that it's going to die on you. As long as you keep the watering, you don't overwater it, and you kind of hold back on the water since it's in lower light. As long as you do that, it'll be good, but the leaves will start coming out a bit darker, okay? It won't be that bright white that you get from these plant nurseries because they have all the light that they want in there. So if you're a beginner plant parent, then grab yourself a pothos and it will be so nice for you. Then number 6 on my list, it is actually one of my husband's favorite plants. I like it, but it's not my favorite, but it's definitely his. He's always like, you should buy one of these. And I'm like, honey, we have like 7 of them. He's like, well, if you want a plant, buy one of these. Anyways, number 6 is the snake plant. Now, snake plant will also do well in brighter light. It will grow a lot more, but in low light, snake plant just sits there and it just looks gorgeous. It has this tall architectural look that kind of makes it look almost like a living statue in your home. Just make sure if you get those tall varieties, make sure that you have like a heavier pot, because if it's in a lighter pot, like a plastic pot, it can tip over really easy. So make sure that you get just a heavier like ceramic pot that will kind of weigh this guy down, and he will be happy for you in your low light spot, and he'll just sit there and just, he'll look fake, but he isn't, because he's still cleaning the air for you and stuff. So if you want something more showy, I guess, more like a statue almost, then get yourself one of these snake plants, these gorgeous snake plants. And then my last plant for you today that does well in low light, does great in low light, because all of these do really good in low light. There are others I could have added, but they do okay. These ones do great. So the last one on my list that does great in low light is the ZZ plant. Now, ZZ plants are kind of a little funky. They've always made me laugh in a way that just brings joy, is my ZZ plants. And you need to make sure that when it's in low light that you do not give it much water, because they actually will hold on to water just like your snake plants. They are semi-succulents, so they'll hold on to a lot of water. So if you overwater it, especially in low light, then it will rot very quickly for you. So make sure that when you have it in low light, it's also low water. It's kind of like a succulent in low light. But the only thing is, if your ZZ plant is in low light, it will not grow very much. I've had someone who said, oh, my Raven ZZ, I don't really like it because I got it and it just doesn't grow. And I quickly got my ZZ out and it was growing like crazy. And I was like, oh, that's because I have it in a really bright spot. And then I moved it. I've since moved it into a low light spot. And it just stopped growing. I stopped seeing that fresh, bright green, which I might move it back into a bright spot just, for the spring or something. But for right now, it's just doing great. It's sitting there. I don't have to hardly water it. And it's doing great in this low light. So if you want something with a little bit of spunk to it, then that's definitely your ZZ plant. So that is it for my list of 7 houseplants that do great in low light. Now, Let me know in the comments below if you have any more that you want to add to this list, any more that you have had great success with in low light. I know there are a few more out there, so let me know in the comments below and maybe I'll give a shout out. But have a good one, guys. If you have any questions about how to care for any of these plants, you can head on over to my website at www.thegirlwiththeshovel.com. And if you also have questions about care information, go and join the Facebook group, Houseplants for Plant Killers. And then if you like this video and you want to see more, go ahead and hit the like button and the subscribe, and YouTube will show you all of my next videos, so you won't miss anything, okay? So go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you get more awesome plant videos, because plants are amazing, guys. I'm kind of obsessed. Maybe a little problem there. Maybe a little bit. Anyways, you guys have a good one.